The Democratic National Convention kicks off today. It's Monday in Philadelphia. Our man from Washington, Chris Casteel. Last week he was with the Republicans in Cleveland. This week the Democrats in Philadelphia. Chris joins us right there via Skype. Chris, how are you, sir?
Dave, hi.
Hey, doing
I'm having a hard time here. Sorry.
It's like a busy place right there.
Yeah, it's loud. Let me. So I'll just tell you what's going on today. So, day one, Philly. Tonight we got the big one is Bernie Sanders, of course, and everybody knows about kind of the unity issue here that was exacerbated over the weekend by the leak of the emails from the Democratic National Convention. You know, seeming to support the Sanders people's contention that the system was rigged against them from the beginning. I've talked to many Sanders delegates from Oklahoma since in the last couple days. You know, Sanders won the state. Sanders won Oklahoma, as you might remember, by double digits. And there's kind of a split. You know, all of the Sanders delegates are dismayed, to say the least, by what came out in these emails. That clearly made it look like the party was working for Hillary Clinton. But there's a real split among the delegates and like who's, ready to go ahead and vote for Hillary anyway, and what people are kind of hesitant about it, even more so now. And the split is really who's new to the party in Oklahoma and who's been around. And the veterans, who have been part of the political process before, some of whom have even supported Hillary before, they're ready to move on. They don't like it, but they're ready to hold hands here and nominate Hillary. Some of the younger ones, the ones who got involved in politics this year because of Bernie Sanders, maybe not so ready. So, Sanders is speaking tonight. I think he's already endorsed her. I think clearly his speech is going to be for uniting behind her against Donald Trump. Tomorrow, I think the roll call vote is tomorrow, and there obviously is going to be some people. Sanders people who want to kind of make a stand, but ultimately, I don't think you're going to see what we saw in Cleveland last week with people yelling. When people were yelling at Ted Cruz from the audience while he spoke and refused to endorse Donald Trump. Different situation with the candidate here. Sanders is endorsing Hillary Clinton, so I don't think you're going to see any loud protests.
Chatting via Skype with Chris Casteel. He's a reporter based out of Washington, D.C. He's joining us this week in Philadelphia at the Democratic National Convention, providing us with updates each day. And as he mentioned, tonight Bernie Sanders will speak. Also scheduled to speak is Elizabeth Warren and Michelle Obama. And Warren was born in Oklahoma City. Chris, I'll toss it back to you. What are we expecting to hear from Elizabeth Warren and Michelle Obama?
I think we'll hear good speeches from both. I think Elizabeth Warren, the only Oklahoma-born U.S. senator, will really give a crowd-pleasing argument against Donald Trump's candidacy. While also endorsing Hillary Clinton, of course. She's the progressive wing of the party, as is Bernie Sanders. And this is a compromise for them, but they're willing to make it, to defeat Donald Trump. And I think you'll probably hear some one-liners from Elizabeth Warren. And Michelle Obama will be really, I don't think she's going to give a partisan speech at all. Obviously, I think she'll talk about families, her work for military families while she's been in office, and I don't know, maybe even nutrition. But it'll be good, it'll be, I think, a very well-received and fun to listen to the speech.
And it's a heavy-hitting lineup of speakers this week in Philadelphia at the Democratic National Convention. Michael Bloomberg announced yesterday he was going to come out and support Hillary Clinton. He speaks later this week. President Obama, Vice President Joe Biden, former President Bill Clinton. That's a pretty impressive lineup there.
Yeah, it's A-list all week long.
Chris, anything else happening in Philly, or is everything pretty much dominated by the emails these days?
Yeah, I think it's dominated by the convention right now, for sure. So, I don't know of any other, convention or activities that aren't somehow connected with it. But there are a lot of caucuses going on. A lot of different related meetings going on that the Oklahoma delegates are dealing with. African American Caucus, Native American Caucus. I just got back from the Cherokee Nation tent. Very cool, literally, because it's blazing hot air. They've got their own tent set up on the grounds. They're going to have guest speakers all week long, including Senator Al Franken's office. So.
Well, he's not kidding. The weather there in Philadelphia is quite toasty, 95 degrees, very similar to what we have here in Oklahoma City. Chris, it's busy there at the convention hall. I'll let you get back to it. We'll follow Chris's coverage all week long in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com. Also, follow him on Twitter throughout the convention at NewsOK Politics. Chris, thanks so much.
Thanks, Dave. Talk to you tomorrow.